Well, right now, just about anywhere you go in the world, there was a time when they had nothing to do, they would discuss weather. These days, from your grandmothers to your grandchildren, they're only talking about the economy. Wherever you go, everybody's talking about the economy. Nobody discusses the weather anymore. Weather had something to do with ecology. Economy has become the main theme in everybody's conversations, in everybody's life. So when we say economy, we're generally talking about a more complicated version of our survival process, a complex arrangement of survival, or messing up our survival process with too many complexities. Simple survival, just to eat, sleep, reproduce and die one day, this is survival. This has been super complicated and there are all kinds of experts on this now. I'm not against it, but this idea that economy is today's concern, ecology is tomorrow's problem, this has to change. Ecology is today's problem. Ecology is today's concern. Our life can be wonderful or is wonderful not because of the fluctuations of the stock market or the percentage of growth points that are happening in a particular society or a nation. Our life is wonderful because we are eating nutritious food, drinking clean water, breathing pure air. This is why our life is wonderful. This is completely forgotten. People think life is wonderful because the stock market is soaring. So, my intention was to bring this into people's lives, not as a calamity, not as a doomsday sayer, but to bring this into people's life as ecology being today's concern. What we eat, what we breathe, what we drink, what kind of soil we walk upon is our moment-to-moment daily concern. It is not something that we look forward to, one disaster is going to happen, how are we going to fix this disaster? That's not it. We are the disaster, we don't need any other disaster. Yes, there is no other disaster. People keep talking about natural disasters, I keep reminding and I've become hugely unpopular for this reason. When certain calamities happened, human calamities happened, a flood happened, a volcano happened somewhere, a tsunami happened, I said, see, this is not don't stop describing it as a natural disaster. It's not a natural disaster, this is a natural process. Mother Earth has to make her adjustments, some plates move, it's called a earthquake. She vents her, she freaks once in a way, that's called a volcano. So whatever she does, we are too many, we are everywhere and we are a human calamity. 1,000 years ago, the same thing happened, they were just natural processes. Today, it's a natural disaster. It is not a natural disaster. There are no disasters in nature. We are the only disaster on this planet. If you fix that one thing, everything is going to be okay. Everybody taking one small step is very important, no question about that. It's important certain fundamental policy changes happen. Otherwise, we will be just driving on self-satisfaction, but no real solution. If you're seeking solution across the world, this is necessary, policy changes are needed. When our economic engine is driving in one direction, you and me make some small changes, this is personal satisfaction for me and for you. But this will not be a solution. This will only postpone the disaster. If we postpone a disaster, if we have forgotten, We are mortal human beings. If we postpone a disaster, we are handing over a disaster to the next generation. So, it's very important that nations come up with policies which are ecologically sensitive and sensible to do. Individual people, of course, they must do because we are democracies. If we don't express our concern in the way we live, the nation or the government is not going to change, the administrations are not going to change by themselves. It is the people's will which is expressed in the form of administrations, because after all, most nations are democratic and it's the people who elect the people who get there, all right? But a time has come, strong policies are needed. Without that, there'll be no solutions, because the turnaround time… As I said, I am not a doomsayer, but if we want to turn around this planet in terms of water, in terms of soil condition, this is something most people ignore in terms of ecology. The soil, the damage we have caused to the soil on the planet is the biggest. Other things may be visible, ice is melting somewhere, it's visible, but the damage to the soil we have caused across the planet is incredible and most dangerous, because this is where life evolves. You and me are just a little bit of soil. What was soil became food, what was food became flesh and blood. If we don't get it right now, one day we will get it when we are buried. Yes? Most people get it a bit too late, but everybody gets the point at some point. So, these things cannot be turned around with individual action. This needs a worldwide policy. I think if we want to turn the soil around, if we take concrete action in the next 5 to 10 years, in the next 25 to 30 years, we could turn it around quite reasonably. But if, let us say, we don't take any action now and we take action after 25 or 50 years, let's say, after 50 years we want to act, to turn around the same soil, it'll take 100 to 150 years. And that means 4 to 5 generations will go through tremendous, terrible states of life because soil is in a bad condition. If we fix the soil, water is fixed, air is fixed, everything is fixed. Soil must be rich and on, because this is the same sword. So, this idea that economy is today's concern, ecology is tomorrow's problem, this has to change. Ecology is today's problem. Ecology is today's concern.